Wow. Oh my gosh, look at that wing. That's pretty amazing. You really get a sense of these rocks being so old next to this leaf that isn't very old too, that you have these different levels of life, but then these different levels of time and history. I'm interested in that frozen moment in time, that frozen moment where a pattern is about to replicate into another pattern, or it's that frozen moment between order and chaos, or life and death. That pattern can repeat over and over again and form something as complex as a galaxy, or you could be looking into a microscope. We could see it on all these different levels, the way life connects with itself. One of the first sculptures I ever made in graduate school was this sort of ladder kind of work with different colors. And I remember one of my dad's colleagues saw it and he's like, "It looks like a chain of DNA." When I was a kid, and my dad used to come home, he was an organic chemist, he used to come home with these molecular structures. For some reason, it just excited me so much to see that and just to see him contemplate it. When he was in his 50s, he started a project to create a better drug for patients who had Parkinson's disease. Little did I know when he won the Nobel Prize for this at age 84 that was the work that he had done when he was in his 50s. I had no idea with those molecular structures he was bringing home, or when we were driving to school, what he was working on. It's interesting because I've been really feeling, he's been dead for 5 years now, but for some reason I've been really feeling his presence lately. You know, just here's this dead tree, and then there's all this life just growing on it. So beautiful. My dad had a poem that he had learned to recite. Part of it was, we as human beings have to be a part of the cycle of life, because if we conquered old age and lived forever and had the great eternal fountain of youth, that would really mess up the whole balance of the planet. So, you know, some things you don't want to adapt and change from. You really have to be in concert with life's natural cycles. One thing I have such fond memories of is my dad going out with me and taking walks in nature, and and having great talks and observing the leaves and the trees and the foliage. And I do feel like my dad taught me to observe those subtle changes and just have an awareness of what is going on and what is constantly changing, moving, shifting, transforming. Nature is this perfect example of how all these different elements connect together and quote unquote get along together, even in their not always friendly, symbiotic relationships with each other. And it's so interesting because I feel like as we're out here and the light is changing so subtly by every second, and I can definitely feel him with me and observing that change. There's this huge connection to what came before us with those patterns and what's going to happen in the future with them. The earth evolves and time passes and I pass on and humans pass on and the earth keeps evolving, that these patterns will still be replicating and changing and repeating. There's comfort that those patterns are always going to exist in some shape or form.